Good morning. Good day to you. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can see my screen. You can see my screen. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. Drop a comment. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? I'm waiting for your comments. Can you hear me? Okay, I want to believe you all can hear me. I want to welcome you to today's live stream. I believe your week has been great. I was trading yesterday, so let's go straight to business. I'm not going to waste much time. So we'll start by looking at fundamentals for today. In the next few minutes, Great Britain pounds, and that's the Bank of England governor will be speaking by 10:50 a.m. So we should expect high volatility on Great Britain pounds. We should expect high volatility on Great Britain pounds. So if you're considering trading Great Britain pounds pair, I would advise you wait for this speech. Okay, maybe by 11 or 12 you look for your setup. That's my take on GBP. So that's the only major news we have for today. Okay, so let's move to currencies. So we'll start by looking at DXY, dollar index, to know the strength of the dollar. Okay. So we'll start with the daily time frame. Yesterday, candle was strongly bearish. And I think that bearish move we saw in the market yesterday was to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. That is what I think played out yesterday. I think the liquidity residing at this previous low has been cleared. Okay. Now, after the formation of yesterday candle, let's go down to daily time frame. Sorry, 4-hour time frame. If I'm able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on 4-hour, I would be going bullish on the dollar today. If I'm able to find a bullish reversal pattern on 4-hour time frame. So you can see what we had on 4-hour time frame. Okay, we had a spinning bottom, a bearish spinning bottom, and the next candle closed bullish. The next candle closed bullish. This is a bullish reversal pattern. This 3 candlestick pattern we have here is a bullish reversal pattern. Now let's go down to 1 hour also. We should be able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on 1 hour time frame. So you can see the pattern we had on 1 hour time frame. You can see we had an hammer, and we had a spinning bottom. You can see that the 1 hour pattern validates what we saw on 4-hour time frame. So that is a buy setup for me. And you can see that at this point, a fair value gap was created, which I believe is the reason for the current pullback we are seeing in the market. You can see the fair value gap. Let's go down to 15 minutes. You will see it clearly. You see the fair value gap clearly on 15 minutes. Let's go down to 15 minutes. So you can see the fair value gap it's created on 15 minutes time frame. So I believe this is the reason for the current pullback in the market. So I will be buying the dollar from this zone. I will be buying the dollar from this zone. The decision will be made by 11 a.m. The decision will be made by 11 a.m. after the close of the current 1 hour candle. That is when I would buy dollar. Okay, that's when I will buy dollar. I need to wait for the close of this 1 hour candle before taking a trade on the dollar. So that's my take on the dollar. My bias for today's market is bullish. Okay, I'm bullish on the dollar today. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, drop a comment. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so that's my take on the dollar. I'm bullish on the dollar today. Yen, let's see yen basket before we look at currency pairs. Because we're mostly trading US dollar pairs and JPY pairs. Most of us, those are the pairs we trade. Dollar pairs and JPY pairs. So we need to know the strength of the yen and also the strength of the dollar before we take any trade on currency pairs. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. So yesterday candle on yen was bullish. It was bullish. And after the close of yesterday candle, let's say the pattern we had on 4 hour after the close of yesterday candle. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. So this tells me yen is bearish. This is a spinning top. The next candle closed bearish, and also the market closed below the low of this candle yesterday. Okay, you can see the market closed below it, and I think it created a fair value gap after the formation of this pattern, and that could be the reason for this pullback. And you can also see here that price just filled the fair value gap on 4 hour time frame. That could also be the reason for the retracement we've seen on yen at the moment. Let's go down to 1 hour. So on 1 hour, I think it's created a fair value gap. Let's see. Let's go down to 15 minutes. I think there's a fair value gap it wants to fill. Okay, so this is what we had on 15 minutes. So we have this fair value gap on 15 minutes time frame that has not been filled. So I think this would be a good area to consider selling the yen. Okay, I'm sure they're going to come sweep the liquidity residing at these previous highs, and ultimately they will come for this. So this would be a very good area to consider. I think that is the reason for the current pullback we're seeing in the market. So that's my take on yen. Bearish. Wait for price to come into this zone before you take a sell on yen basket. That's my take on yen. I am bullish on the dollar, bearish on yen. So US JPY should be bullish. Okay, let's go to currency pairs. I'm going to use MT4 for currency pairs. Okay, I'm more comfortable using MT4. So I've done this my analysis. I did this last night. I'm expecting price to pull back to this zone for me to sell GBP USD. So let's start with the daily. I did my analysis last night. I always do that every day. After the close of the market, I analyze the market, identify my areas of interest. All I need to do the next day is execute. Okay, it's very important that you do that as a trader if it's your desire to make profit in the market. Not when the market opens, you start doing your analysis. Your analysis, you have to do that before the open of the market. So on the daily time frame, yesterday candle was bullish, strongly bullish. I think this buy was to sweep all the liquidity residing at these previous highs. That's what I think played out yesterday. I might be wrong, but that's what I think played out yesterday. And also on the daily time frame, could it be that price wants to pull back to fill this fair value gap on the daily time frame? Can you see that? Okay, so price might want to come fill this fair value gap before going bearish. But let's go down to 4 hour time frame to see the pattern that formed on 4 hour time frame. Let's see. So you can see the pattern that formed on 4 hour time frame. This is a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, this is a very bearish reversal pattern. This looks like an hanging man. After the formation of this candle, that looks like a spinning top. And you can see where this spinning top formed. It formed at a resistance area. You can see we had this resistance area, price tested that resistance area, and there was a strong rejection from that area. Okay, so after the formation of this pattern, let's go down to 1 hour to see what we had on 1 hour time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, you can see we had a shooting star, and the next candle is a spinning top. You can see that this is a bullish spinning shooting star. And after the formation of a bullish spinning top, you don't just jump in and start selling. You wait for the next candle to close bearish. And the next candle closed as a shooting star. It closed as a shooting star. So there's a fair value gap it's created here. You go down to, let's go down to 15 minutes. So it's created a fair value gap. Okay, we had this fair value gap here on 15 minutes. You can see this fair value gap, but let's go down to, there's still a fair value gap on, I think, 5 minutes. Let's see. So you can see the fair value gap. You can see I identified this zone last night. Okay, you can see the fair value gap it's created here, and also we have this fair value gap also here on 15 minutes time frame. So I want to see price pull back to that zone before taking a sell, and price is approaching that zone at the moment. Price is approaching that zone at the moment. By 11, I will decide on what to do on GBP USD, but my bias is bearish, so I'll be looking for sell setup after price fills this zone. You guys know what I look out for. Okay, after price fills this zone, I'm going to sell, and I'll set my stop loss few pips above this high. That's my take on GBP USD. I am bearish. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Okay, let's move to the next pair, Euro USD. I also did analysis on Euro USD. Okay, so on Euro USD, you can see this zone that I identified. I want to see price come test this area before taking a sell on Euro USD. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. So yesterday candle also, but I would have loved to see Euro USD. Euro USD didn't sweep the liquidity residing at this previous high yesterday. And I believe this buy, the buy we saw yesterday in the market, was to come sweep the liquidity, but Euro USD didn't sweep the liquidity residing at this previous high. That is why my focus is on GBP USD, because on GBP USD swept the liquidity. That's why my focus is on GBP USD. Let me go to the daily. Okay, so this, okay, let me, it's 4 hour time frame. You see this high? Yeah, you can see GBP USD swept the liquidity, but Euro USD didn't sweep the liquidity. That's why I'm more focused on GBP USD than Euro USD. But if Euro USD sweeps that liquidity, then I'll be looking for sales. But for now, my focus is on GBP USD because GBP USD swept the liquidity. So let's go down to 4 hour after the close of yesterday candle. So we have what looks like a bearish reversal pattern, but not a valid one. But let's go down to 1 hour to see what we have on 1 hour. So you can see what we had on 1 hour. We had a shooting star. We had an hanging man indicating change in trend from bullish to bearish. And I think after the formation of this pattern, if you go down to 15 minutes or 5 minutes, you will be able to identify a fair value gap. So you can see this fair value gap. So this is the reason I might go bearish on Euro USD. Okay, and I think we still had a fair value gap above this on the lower time frame. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay, let's see 5 minutes. So on 5 minutes, do we have a fair value gap here? Do we have a fair value gap? No fair value gap here. There's no fair value gap here, but I think they might come for this relative equal high. That's what I think might play out today. Okay, so I would love to see price come to this zone. Okay, this is where I will be considering taking a sell on Euro USD. Okay, once I see my bearish reversal pattern here, I will sell or sell from this zone. I hope that is clear. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, I don't know why I'm not seeing your comments. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, I'd like to know in the comment section. I'm not seeing your comments. Would it be due to network? If you have any question, let me know in the comments section. Okay, let's move on. So we looked at GBP USD and Euro USD. Let's look at gold. Let's move on. Let's move on. Next, gold. I don't know. I'm not seeing your comments. So gold. The bias for gold today is bearish. Let's start with the daily time frame. Let's start with the daily time frame. So yesterday candle closed strongly bullish. Strongly bullish. Swept all the liquidity residing at these previous highs. Swept the liquidity, and I think this morning it has swept the liquidity residing at this previous high. Yeah, it has swept it. It has swept it. So let's go down to 4-hour. Let's see on 4-hour. You can see what we have here. This is an engulfing pattern on 4-hour. That is a sell setup. That's a sell setup. Okay. So let's see 1 hour. Created a fair value gap, I guess. Okay. Let's go down to 15 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. I would have loved to see gold pull back to this area. This would have been a good area to consider selling gold. This fair value gap. Okay, I'd have loved to see gold come fill this fair value gap. This is my area of interest on gold. My bias is bearish, but I would love to see gold pull back to fill this fair value gap before going bearish on gold. That's my take on gold. Bias on gold is bearish. Oh, I'm just seeing your comments here. I guess it's just seeing your comments here. USD good morning, Wisdom. Good morning, Ebuka. Okay, USD GJ. Okay, so look at that. I don't know why it's not displaying on my mobile app. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on next. So that's my take on gold. I want to see price pull back to this zone before selling gold. Okay, and if I'm selling gold, so we have this fair value gap. If I sell gold, this will be my first target on gold. That will be my first target on gold. And this will be my second target. This low will be my second target. That's my take on gold. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next pair, GJ. GBP, JPY. So if my bias for GJ for yen is bearish, then you should be looking for buys on GBP JPY. You should be looking for buys on GBP JPY. As you can see, yesterday candle closed bullish. It closed bullish. This is an inverted hammer, and this inverted hammer formed at a support level. You can see this support zone. You can see it was a support here. And you see this support. We had this support here. If you go back here also, this was a resistance, not support, and you can see price has been in a range. Price has tested this level. several times, and there has been a rejection from that level. Okay, so at the moment, this is a buy setup. Okay, one will only consider selling if price breaks out from this support. This support is still very strong, still holding price. This is what is holding price now. So you can only consider selling if price breaks out from this zone. Okay, so what we have here, this is a buy setup on GJ. Let's go down to 4 hour. So on 4 hour, we have what looks like an inverted hammer also. And I think after the formation of this inverted hammer, a fair value gap was created. Fair value gap was created yesterday. Let's see, let's just confirm. And that could be the reason for the retracement. You can see. Let's go down to lower time frame. Let's see 15 minutes time frame. Let's see 15 minutes time frame. So you can see we had this fair value gap here. There's a tiny gap here on 15 minutes time frame. Let's see if that could be the reason for the retracement. Let's go back to 1 hour. So you can see price pull back to this fair value gap, fill that fair value gap, and you can see several times price tested that fair value gap. You can see this. You can see this. Can you see this? So probably price might want to come and retest this fair value gap before going bullish. So this is a buy setup on GJ. If you're buying GJ, like I said, wait for the news. I think the governor is speaking right now. Governor is speaking. Wait for 1 hour candle to close, maybe by 11 or 12 before you take the trade. The governor of the bank, central bank, is speaking right now. So wait. Okay, your stop loss has to be at this point if you want to take the trade. This is 54 pips. Your stop loss has to be at this point. Okay, let's see 15 minutes. Okay, so on 15 minutes, I think, okay, we have this fair value gap here on 15 minutes time frame. So this would be a very, I would advise you wait for price to come to this area, okay, this zone, because I believe their stop losses residing at these lows. They want to sweep these lows. They need to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. Most of the traders would have positioned themselves, buying. This is a doji. Many would have bought. We had what looks like an armor here. You can see many would have bought. We also had this doji here. Many would have bought. So there's a high probability they will sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. So this would be a very good area to consider buying GJ. That's my take on GJ. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, so let's move on to the next pair is USD CHF. I don't have that on my chart because USD CHF Forex. Okay. Okay, so dollar bullish. So let's start with the daily. So what I have here, it's a buy setup. What I see here, this is a buy setup. Yesterday candle closed as an inverted hammer, though the body is bearish. It's an inverted hammer. I would have loved to see it strip this liquidity here. It didn't strip the liquidity. It didn't strip the liquidity at this low. I'd have loved to see it clear it yesterday, but that didn't happen. So after the close of yesterday, let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Is it a bullish reversal pattern? Okay, good. You can see the pattern. This was the last candle for yesterday market. So you can see the pattern we had there is a bullish reversal pattern. We had a doji, right, indicating change in trend, and the next candle that formed closed bullish. This is a bullish reversal pattern. But you see, we had this low here. Many would have entered by after the formation of this doji. Many would have bought. So I think what they did this morning was to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. And you see that? I think that's what has played out in the market today. They had to come and sweep the liquidity. So after sweeping the liquidity, we have a pattern that looks like a bullish reversal pattern, right? This looks like a spinning bottom, but not a valid one. But if you go down to 1 hour, we should be able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you can see what we had on 1 hour. After sweeping the liquidity reset at this previous low, we had a a spinning bottom. So if this next candlestick closes bearish, I want to go down to, sorry, if it closes bullish, I want to go down to 15 minutes. I want to ensure that a 1 hour candle closes above the high of this. You can see 15 minutes. You can see we also have a bullish reversal pattern of 15 minutes. This is an hammer. This is a spinning bottom. You can see this is a bullish reversal pattern, but I would love to see 1 hour candle close above this high before making a decision on. So it's a buy. Okay. So you can see this is what we have on 5 minutes. Now there's a fair value gap that was created here. Let's go down to 1 minute. A fair value gap was created at this point. So you could wait for price to pull back. This would be a very good area to consider taking a buy on USD Wait for this retracement to fill this fair value gap, or I think we still have a fair value gap at this point. Okay, so that's my take on USD Wait for price to pull back to this zone before you buy USD That's my take. If you decide to buy from the current market price, what will be your risk? Your stop loss will be at this point. Okay, your stop loss will be at this point. This is about just 10 pips. That's about 10 pips. Am I correct? So if you are buying from this point, your stop loss should be, yeah, that's just about 10 to 15 pips. 10 to 15 pips. Just set it a few pips below the low of this candle. So you can use 15 pips or just use 20 pips as your stop loss. So that's my take. That's my take on this is a bullish setup on USD I hope that is clear. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Is there any other pair you're having issues analyzing? Let me know in the comment section. If you're having issues with entry, exit, risk and money management, if you're having any challenge with that, I would employ that you get my trading course, which is available for just 3,000 Naira today. Okay, it is available for just 3,000 Naira today. You can get it on Seller. Okay, you can get it on Seller. This is it. You can get it on Seller for just 3,000 Naira today. Anytime soon, the price will go back to 10,000 Naira, so you can get it. So this is the course. Just go on Seller and get it today. And if you want to promote the product, you can get up to 35% commission as an affiliate. Okay, you have anyone who's interested in Forex trading, you don't want to teach them, you don't have the time to teach them, just give them the link, let them make payments, and their purchase will give them access to Zoom classes also. Okay, I'm not just selling the course, their purchase will give them access to Zoom classes, which holds every Friday. Every Friday, all their questions will be attended to. So if you feel like you don't want to teach people, let them get the course, and for referring them, you also get a commission of 35% on every purchase. Okay, if you're interested, just send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can create your affiliate link for you that you can use to promote it. So let's go back to chat. Any question? Do you have any question, guys? Do you have any question? Any question? Let me know in the comment section if you have any question. Is there any other instrument you want me to analyze? Is there any other instruments you want me to analyze? Let me know. Wisdom, Ebuka, Dot Will. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Do you have any question? Have any question? Let me know. Everything is clear. Is everything clear? Let me check my GU. Okay. Waiting for 1 hour candle to close before taking a trade on GU. I'm selling GU. If I sell from this zone, my TP, my first TP, let's see. My first TP will be this low. Let me see the risk reward. If I sell, let's say from this zone, my stop loss, this level is about 20 pips. Okay, this is like 1:1.5. Yeah, 1:1.5. This will be 30 pips. It will be 30 pips. Then my second target will be this fair value gap. This will be my second target on GU. So once market gets to this zone, this is 1:1.5. Once market gets to this level, if it hits my TP, first TP at this level, my stop loss initially will be, let's say, a few pips above this level, let's say 5 pips above this level. Once the market gets to this level, I would adjust my stop loss from the initial level. I would adjust it to this level. Okay, and once market gets to this level, I'm going to close 60 to 70% of whatever profit I've made at this point. Okay, 60 to 70% of my profit, I'll close it at this point and just let the remaining one just keep running. Hopefully, I might just hold it maybe to come and sweep the liquidity reserve at this previous low. Any question? Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know. Let me know. You need to get a copy of my course. Do that today. Do that today before the price goes up. Do that today. Do that today. Any question? Any question? These are testimonials from those who have had access to my training program. You can see their testimony. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? Let's see Euro Aussie, Euro Aussie. Do I have Euro Aussie here? Okay, let's see USD card. Let's see USD card. Then we'll look at Euro Aussie before we call it. Okay, let's start with the daily. So if we are looking for buys on USD CHF, there is a high probability that on USD card also would be bullish because the dollar is bullish. So yesterday candle was bearish on USD card, and after the close of yesterday candle, let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Okay, so we had this on 4 hour. I think this was the last candle for yesterday market. So the first thing they did this morning was to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low. And if you go back here, you can see we had a support here. Can you see this? We had a support here. Price tested that area, that zone. You can see it's a key support area. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's a key support area. You can see. So yesterday price tested it. This morning they swept the liquidity residing at that low, and I believe after the formation of this candle, a fair value gap was created and price had to come fill that fair value gap. Let's go down to 1 hour to confirm. So you can see on 1 hour we had this fair value gap it created. You can see this on 1 hour, but let's go down to 15 minutes. So you can see, okay, so this is 15 minutes. Let's go down to 5 minutes. There's a fair value gap that price just filled. Okay, there's a fair value gap, it's just filled. Can you see that? Can you see the fair value gap? Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay, so let's see. I think price has just filled that gap. Okay, approached it, it didn't fill it. Okay, so this is what we have here. So let's see, that's a buy setup waiting for 1 hour to close. Waiting for 1 hour to close. Okay, let me see 1 minute. Let me see on 1 minute. Let's see if there's a reason why price doesn't want to fill that fair value gap completely. Let's see. Let me confirm. If you have any question, any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. We have less than 5 minutes to end this session. Okay. Okay. So this is what's happening on 1 minute now. Let's see. Deviation in the shift to market structure has occurred here. Shift to market structure has occurred here. So this is a buy setup on swept liquidity at this point. The shift to market structure on 1 minute has occurred here. Okay, it has occurred here. Created a fair value gap here, which it might come to fill. It created a fair value gap here, as you can see. Price pulled back, filled that fair value gap, created a new one here. So it's likely going to come fill this fair value gap. So if 1 hour closes above this zone, that would be a good time to buy USD card. That would be a good time to buy USD card. It's not a book, it's a video course. I don't believe you can learn the technicals of trading reading books. I don't believe. It has to be video. Trading, I believe, it has to be practical. It has to be practical. So I don't believe in reading. You can read psychological books on Forex trading on books. But when it comes to technicals, it has to be video. It has to be video. So let me show you the content. Let me show you the content of the course. So let me show you. Let me show you the what you will get when you see this is what you will get, this folder. Well, in the video, let me show you what these are the contents. These are the contents: candlestick pattern, how to use the trading platform, mobile phone, and laptop on PC. Then the zigzag strategy. This zigzag you're seeing on my charts. How do I use it for entries? How do I use it to identify reversal levels? Okay, you have a PowerPoint presentation and a video there. Then how to open an account with Oro Markets. If you're a new trader, how to open an account, then you will learn market structure, which is very important. Market structure, you will learn resistance and support. Okay, then risk and money management. Okay, so these are the files or videos you're going to get. Okay, and all this I think is close to 1 gig. Yeah, it's close to 1 gig. Let's see. Yeah, you see it's 1.11 gig. So you need to have data to download it. So once you make payment, you have access to the file. Once you make payment, this is the file. Once you make payment on seller, you have access to this file. You'll be able to download it. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? So I think that will be all for today's session. My high is on GU. I will not miss this move on GU. I would not miss it. I'm going to sell GU. Just waiting for 1 hour to close. If it closes as a bearish reversal pattern, that's a sell for me. That's a sell for me. Let's go down to 15 minutes. Let's see what's happening on 15 minutes. And see bearish reversal pattern. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see what we have on 5 minutes. On 1 minute, I would like to see shift to market structure. Let's see 1 minute. So I believe a shift to market structure has occurred here. Here we had this a breaker. Liquidity reset and this previous high was cleared. That's a breaker. And the shift to market structure has occurred here. So this is a sell setup on 1 minute time frame. Just waiting for 1 hour candle to close before I take a sell on GBP USD. Let's see what's happening on Euro USD again. Euro USD. Okay, so it's giving me a sell vibe also. So I'm going to trade Euro USD and GBP USD today. Sell. Appreciate you all for your participation. Mr. Wisdom, Mr. Ebuka. God will appreciate you all for your participation. I want to believe you got value from this session, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Our next class is tomorrow, 10 a.m. Till then, keep winning. Bye for now.